Ah, yes. Live service. It's quite a common thing nowadays, included within some of, if not most of the games that we play. It's a way these gaming companies can increase their overall profits aside from releasing games individually. What is considered as a live service? Well, it can include many things, but I suppose I can list some that I know. Basically, anything that involves microtransactions, from battle passes, cosmetics, boosts of any sort, more inventory space or weight, purchasing in-game currency, and mostly constant release of content to keep the player hooked on playing the game. And these are pretty much most of it. Most of the things that I know, at least, which are included in a live service game. So the question goes, live service, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Now, before we answer this question, let's first look at how video games are generally made and published and monetized. In a simplified manner, a game is made or is being made by developers, and a publisher advertises and hypes up the game. The publisher then releases the game. After the game is released, depending on how the game performs, it's either a net profit or a net loss. This was the usual way of how games were made up until Bethesda started selling that horse armor. And here comes live service, which basically offers more ways for these gaming companies to turn more profit. And with more profit equals more and better games, right? Right? Again, as is previously stated, live service gives these gaming companies more ways to monetize their games. And with more ways to monetize comes more funds to further develop and improve a game. A perfect example of this would be esports games. Here you got Dota 2, you got League, CSGO, Valorant, and many more. These are big competitive titles with players all across the world, and it's a no-brainer to add a live service element to these games. Not only that, some of the funds made are also used to fund pro tournaments, which gives these games more exposure to the public and gains more viewership, leading to more profit. And I think this is a big W for both players and the gaming company. And these games that I mentioned simply offer mostly cosmetics and maybe a battle pass here and there. That's pretty much what I think is the positive. I'm not sure if I'm right there or wrong, but maybe some of y'all can correct me there. How could live service be a bad thing? Question mark. Well, that is quite simple, really. It's just one of the most basic and human thing that we all share, which is greed. Some games, such as stated earlier, are perfect for live service elements, while others are simply not. Take, for example, Bethesda's Fallout 76, which has a subscription model but only allows a maximum of 24 players on a server while being advertised as an MMO. I had no idea that a game would be considered an MMO when maximum players is only 24 players on a single server. Okay. Overwatch 2 is a good recent example. They broke their promise of releasing the PvE content that they themselves promised to make, but favoring live service instead. The PvE content was the whole point of Overwatch turning into Overwatch 2 in the first place. There are many more, too many in fact, even for me to list, and I think gamers already know what I mean. Usually, games which are primarily made to be live service games tend to not really do quite well at the start, and usually they shut down. Usually! And then you have some who are actually decent. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So in conclusion, live service is a double-edged sword. It's only good when implemented right, and terrible when greed is placed above all else. Again, take the info from this video with a grain of salt. These are simply my thoughts and opinion, and mostly relies on my personal observations when it comes to the gaming space. Anyhow, folks, I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys in the next video that I can make. Ciao.